Let's try the main dish. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Cook. So today we're gonna make something that I already made on my channel, but I received a lot of criticism on it because people were like, where's the recipe? There's no recipe. So like I said, I'm African. Sometimes it's hard to have like a specific recipe. So today we're going to recreate the Riz Gras, but try to make it with the recipe as much as possible. So bear with me because a lot of these things is to taste. So I'm going to make it to my taste, and then you guys can go from there. Okay, so let me show you the simple ingredients that we have. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with today. I have garlic. So this is 1 garlic, and this is 2 parsley. I'm gonna be using two carrots, a lot of peppers, but peppers is honestly to taste. I also have like this much cilantro to put in the fish because I just like the taste, but this is definitely optional. I have 2 potatoes here. I have half cabbage. I have 2 green peppers. I also have half of a yellow pepper, I think this is called, and half of the orange one. You don't have to use that. I have it in the fridge, so why not use it? I also have some okra. I have 1 eggplant and 2 large onions. Here for the spice, I'm going to be using garlic salt and black pepper. I also have 6 cube Magis. I apologize for the terrible lighting. Today is a pretty gloomy day. It's raining and it's gonna be like gloomy all day, but the show must go on, right? I'm gonna blend the stuffing for the fish. So here I have this much cilantro. Like I said, this is completely optional. And I'm gonna be using 1 whole stack of parsley. For me, my family loves spicy food, so I'm gonna be using 4 green hot peppers, and I'm gonna be using 1 whole green pepper. And for the seasoning for that, I'll be using 2 cube Maggi. I'm gonna add 4 garlic. Then I'm gonna add hold on, let me so let's get the measuring cup. So here I'm gonna add, this is 1 tablespoon of black pepper. So I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of garlic salt. The salt part is to taste. So if you like more salt than normal, then add more. If you like less salt, then add 1 tablespoon instead. So I'm gonna mix that in my food processor. Okay, you definitely don't want to over process it because you're gonna be stuffing your fish with it. So this is the consistency that I have, and this is perfect. This is the part where you probably want to put gloves on because it's spicy, so you don't want your hands to feel burned afterwards. So if you can, put on gloves. If you don't mind, then that's fine. Completely up to you. So here I have a fish called bluefish. I have 2 fish in here because they were pretty small when I bought them. I usually like to go with bigger fish, but they didn't really have a big fish this time, so I just took 2 bluefish. When you go buy your fish, you want them to be in a nice generous piece. You don't want them to be too small because you're going to be stuffing them, and you also don't want them to separate when you're cooking. So you want to take a piece like this and then put a hole using your knife in there to get it ready to be stuffed. Like you see this piece, this is a nice size for the fish. Now the next thing, you want to take the stuffing just like this and stuff it into the hole that you made on the fish. I'm gonna be really generous with the stuffing because it tastes delicious and it adds a really beautiful flavor to your food. So when you bite into this when you're eating, it's really, really good. So stuff as much as possible in there. I love making cooking videos, but I also like making like African food videos. And my problem was like I think I was cooking and filming as if I was talking to somebody that already knows how to cook and would just like guess the next step, or like some things will be common sense or whatever the case is, which is like a terrible way of teaching. So I'm trying to change that this year. So every single recipe that I have on my channel already, I will be remaking them all, trying to like explain it more in detail, and you know, obviously like working on a recipe, like an exact recipe as well. And I'm also planning on like reducing the amount that I cook every time I make a video, because like I tend to cook a lot of food, which a lot of people don't, because I have a big family, and a lot of time when I cook it's for my family. Like I don't just cook for the sake of the video. So I realized also that even if I was to make a recipe, it will be off if somebody was cooking for like not a big family. Even though, to be fair as well, African food is really hard to make for one or two people. Like right now I'm cooking this for just me and my husband and my son, my 4-year-old. But he yeah, so even then I'm still using like 2 fish, and I'm still using like 4 cups of rice, which is like, it's not the minimum that I could make, but it's like, you know, I feel like it's a decent size. It's not as much as I normally would make. So for the sake of this video, I'm making like half the portion that I would normally make. But like I said, it's like it's hard to make a small portion of African food when you're cooking, because it literally is meant for like a big group of people most of the time. So for that reason, I'm gonna try my best to like reduce the quantity of things that I'm cooking when I'm making a video as much as I can. You know, as long as it makes sense, basically. All right, so the fish is stuffed. That was quite easy. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to frying the fish. I'm gonna use a non-stick pan because that is my preference to fry the fish. I'm gonna explain that later in detail, but for now we're gonna use a non-stick pan. So that's 1 cup. 2, 3, let's make it 4. All right, so 4 cups of oil. And this is, I'm using canola oil, but you can use any vegetable oil that you would like. And we're gonna let that get hot. So while that's getting hot, we're gonna move on to blending our ingredients. I'm gonna use the rest of this anyway, because you know it's literally going to be the same ingredients. So put that back on. I'm using 6 more hot peppers. You don't have to do that many because I know that's quite a lot. I'm gonna use the second parsley. Also going to use the second green pepper, half of the other pepper, and half of the yellow pepper. I like to blend in my cubes because it's easier to break them down that way. So I'm going to be adding 4 cubes to this mixture. Okay, so we're gonna give that a good blend. Alright, and this is the consistency you're looking for. You can blend this one a little bit more than the other one. Now I like to blend my onions separately. I usually actually don't blend it. I just kind of cut it, but today I don't feel like cutting it, so I'm just gonna blend it. So you want to use the rest of your garlic, and then we're gonna cut the onion in there. Okay, you don't want to do too much of that either, so this consistency is perfect. Alright, so now we're ready to fry the fish. It's really delicate, so we have to be like really careful. So now we're gonna clean the rice while the fish is still frying. So this is 4 cups of rice, and you want to make sure to rinse it really thoroughly. Oh, and I'm using jasmine broken rice, by the way. You can use regular white rice, but jasmine broken rice is definitely like the best option. So you want to use a drainer to drain all the water out. I'm going to let that sit for like 2 minutes before I put it back in the bowl and then put it in the microwave. Okay, so now I'm done frying the fish. I switched my pan to a traditional pan. I think it's the opposite of non-stick. This one will stick. You don't have to do that step. The reason being is I like the, you know, like the croûte of the rice after you cook the rice. We love that, and that's actually a really nice thing to add to your Riz Gras. So that's the reason why I like to switch to this pan. You can also use this all the way through, but when you're frying fish, this might make it a little bit harder to do that. So that's why I like to do it this way. I'm going to use a strainer to strain the oil. Okay, so this is the part that's very delicate. You want to add your onion really gradually. You want to allow it to fry to get all that flavor out. Okay, so the onion is nice and fried right now. I'm going to start adding my green mix blend. So I'm gonna leave a little bit like this much out to use it later. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Okay, that's more than a tablespoon. Some garlic salt. Give all that a good stir. At this point, you want to be stirring it every so often because, you know, it sticks really easily on the bottom and you don't want that happening. Just stirring. So now we're ready to add the fish and the vegetable and water. I'm going to add the fish first. I'm going to add my vegetables. Now in terms of water, I added 2 kettles full of water, and okay, we're halfway there, so you're gonna cover that until your vegetables are ready to be removed, and that's it. I let that boil for about 10 minutes. So now I'm ready to remove the fish. Alright, so I went ahead and removed all the vegetables because they were ready. So now I'm going to add the rest of the seasoning that I left over, and I'm gonna allow it to like boil for like 3 to 5 minutes before adding my rice. So after draining the rice, I put it in the microwave for 20 minutes, and it's ready. Ooh, that's hot. Alright, so this is what it's gonna look like after you put it in for 20 minutes. Make sure you drain it really nicely before you put it in, because you don't want it to cook. You just want it to like steam it. Alright, we're ready to add the rice. So this is exactly where you want your rice to be. You want it to be covered by water, but not too much, because the key to a good Riz Gras is a steamed Riz Gras and fried, not all the way cooked through. Cover that, lower the heat, and just let it steam nicely. That nice and beautiful. This is exactly how you want it. You don't want it to be sticking together, nor do you want it to be too mushy. This is like the perfect consistency you want in your rice. Nice and soft, but yet it's detached. Alright, we're ready to serve. Very beautiful people, this is the final result. It's delicious already because obviously I had a taste. Alright, it's all done, and this is what my plate looks like. This is all the vegetables here, the rice, and this is the reason why I use the stick pan instead of the non-stick pan to cook this meal, because this is delicious. This is like the bottom of the rice. It's so good. This is literally my favorite part. So now let's try the main dish. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfection. So let's open the stuffing. Oh, you see that? That is gorgeous. That is beautiful. That probably tastes so good. I'm telling you, the cilantro takes it to the next level. Just a little bit of it gives it like a little aftertaste that you know, it keeps you wondering like, what is that? You know what I mean? That's my little secret, okay? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer it. I'm trying to make this video as easy and simple as possible, so that way anybody that watches this is able to make it, okay? So I don't mind making it as many times as possible. I want to make sure to get it right. So if you are able to make it, please let me know, and let me know how it goes. If you like have questions about anything as well, let me know and I'll make sure to answer it. If I have to make a brand new video, I will. If I can just, you know, type an answer for you, I will do that. I hope you really try to make this at home. I hope you and your family also enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe before you leave and hit the notification bell as well. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!